you see that different teams have different results against there's no better team, I feel like. But like coach said, we go into each game to try to get 3 points, and each game is very important. So I think this group's going to be very competitive, and just hopefully we'll see.
AFC and national team window, we only received the players on Monday lunchtime, so we're a little bit late in preparations, if you like, but that's normal for a national team with players that play in China or play in Hong Kong. So we have to prepare quick. We just try and get messages across tactically, give ourselves the best chance. Nice flight over, trying to give the players some good food, some good recovery, and some good information to hopefully put on a good performance tomorrow. So we're in good spirits. Lads are happy and well, and we look forward. Not like every game, we're confident. We're confident in our team, our shape, our spirit. We understand that Bangladesh are a good side. Recently I've had the fortune or the pleasure of welcoming 𝗂𝗲𝗂 𝗂𝗪 to the side. They also have a good Canadian Premier League team player, league player should I say, in their side. And they're a fit, willing, eager side. It's going to be tough. The crowd will play its part. Obviously, Bangladesh travel away is never easy, but we're confident in our ability to put on a good performance. Can never guarantee a result, but we'll be doing everything we can to make sure we're doing as much as possible to put us in good stead for the home tie as well. No, I don't think so. I think both teams are on a rise. Bangladesh are in a different place from where they were 18 months ago. They've got a bit of stability now and a coach that's been here for a while. He likes to play football. Like we've mentioned, there's been a few new players. So rankings to me are irrelevant. We lost to Liechtenstein, who were 203 in the world at the time, but Liechtenstein play all their football in Europe. So we don't look at rankings, we just look at teams, we look at individuals. We do our work correctly, and it doesn't matter who you play. Sometimes you catch teams on a rise, and you have to be at your best to get results. There's not 100 places between us, so we're not playing someone that's miles away from us. And as we know, football, anything can happen. Everything plays its part: crowd, atmosphere, stadium, travel, food, conditions, weather, which will be the same as when we go back to Hong Kong. So nothing's a given in football, and that for me there's not lots between the teams. No, not at all. We're aware of his ability. In most of his football in England's at right back as a defender. We know you play him in midfield. He can play as a defensive midfielder, but it's about a team. One player doesn't make a team. Same as us. We have good individuals, but we try and concentrate on a collective team spirit. We try and use our substitutes wisely. We'll be needing our substitutes and our squad players when we go back to Hong Kong. And for me, it's about a team. It's not about a person. No, I think the pitch could have been better. Of course, Bangladesh as a federation have been using it every single day, which is not good, which is bad ethics really. I know you're supposed to leave the pitch for at least 2 or 3 days before an AFC Cup qualifying game, which the Bangladesh Federation chose not to do, so I'm not quite sure where that fits within the rules, but I'm sure it's not correct. And they've probably made the pitch a little bit worse. But at the end of the day, 2 teams have got to play on it. Bangladesh are a good side. They'll be used to the pitch more than us because they've kind of set up camp on there for the last 9 days, which is not correct. So we'll be looking to play our normal game, and we don't really care too much about the pitch. We're just trying to concentrate on what we can control, and that's ourselves. Well, Bangladesh have got 1 point, but they should have had 2. We watched the Singapore game. They had a penalty in the 92nd minute that they didn't get, which was a definite penalty. They had a fantastic chance that fell to 𝗂𝗂𝗂 𝗂𝗪 in the 95th minute that they didn't score. And they did enough in the last 15 minutes of that game to draw with Singapore, which is what we did. So we know that they're a tough opponent, and we have to be at our best to beat them because they're a good side and they should have got a point against Singapore. I think the last time I looked, we have 23 Hong Kong China players. I'm not quite sure about Japanese, but everybody in my team holds a Hong Kong passport, which is the rules. It doesn't really matter. We just concentrate on what we are. We don't compare where you're from. All my players are from Hong Kong, and they're the rules, to be fair. To be honest, I wouldn't predict because that would be disrespecting Bangladesh. We know they're a good side. We're just trying to put on a good performance with the right attitude and with the right respect. If we don't do that, we'll get beat, that's for sure. That's a prediction. If we don't play to our maximum, if our players turn up with the wrong attitude, if they don't have the right desire, we'll get beat, and that's a prediction which will definitely happen. So we need to concentrate on ourselves. We need to make sure we play as well as we can, and if we do, we'll give Bangladesh a very, very good game and a very tough game. But it's all about us performing on the day, which is something I can't actually control. No, I mean it doesn't matter which origins we have. I came to this job with a kind of a style and a gameplay and a plan that I like to instill. Whether that's with the ball or without the ball, we try and stick to that. We try and remain consistent, and it's more like players trying to fit into the team ethics and the methodology that we want. That's hard working, that's playing with the right desire, playing in the right way, chasing, being collective and compact together, and making it hard for opposition. And that doesn't matter, where you're from. That's the kind of brand that we try and play football with. No, I mean, predominantly if you pick up points away from home and you win your home games, that normally stands you in good stead. It's not a long league campaign, but I know in the past when I've had league campaigns as a club manager, if you average 2 points a game, you more or less normally win the league. Obviously there's only 6 games in this mini league, but if we win our home games and we pick up points away from home, then I'm sure that will stand us very, very close to qualifying. So it's not do or die for us, but we like to play every game to win. We never turn up to draw, we never turn up to lose, of course. We try and win every game, but a point away at Singapore was good. A point away from here would be good, but of course we're trying to get 3. No, it's been good. As Jesse said, it's been really welcoming. The people have been great. The people at our hotel have been great. The people at the airport, the place as a whole is good. I've got a lot of experience in this part of the world. I've worked in India, I've worked in Bangalore, Mumbai, I've worked in Calcutta, that's not too far, and it's something we embrace as a federation, as a side, as human beings. It's a pleasure to come to places like this, and we respect Bangladesh with everything we have.
For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Download 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗃 app to enjoy exciting games and highlights. Visit 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗂𝗃.com.